Okay, students, so very good evening. And today we are going to start with the atomic spectra. So actually this is a continuation of the last session, that is the atomic structure with the Compton effect. So in the previous class, I told you about the Compton effect. Now in this session, we will discuss the atomic spectra, which is also, it will support the particle nature of electromagnetic radiation here. So what is the atomic spectra here? So you know that particularly atomic spectra, it means that there is a spectrum here. So spectrum is nothing but a graph. So a graph is called a spectrum. And the atomic, that means there is an atom. So by whatever we are taking an atom, so by using the atom, we need to get a graph here. So see this very simple example like prism. So particularly when you intense a light, and you will get the colors like this. So here this white color light is diffracted into different colors, that is 7 colors. As VGR, you know that VIPGYOR, VGR. So this is a spectrum here. So here spectrum, why it is called spectrum here? So here nothing but spectrum is simply a graph here. So what is a graph here? You can see the colors. So this is violet color, indigo, like blue color, some green color, red color, so yellow color, all of orange color, so and red color. So these are the colors. So every color is having certain particularly a wavelength here. So different wavelengths are observed here. So that is a spectrum here. Now let us understand this atomic spectra here. So actually this is not in your syllabus. So atomic structure, atomic spectra is not in your syllabus. This is completed in your intermediate syllabus. So I don't want to discuss much about the atomic spectra. So simply I will tell you the points of this atomic spectra here. So see here the spectrum here. So let us understand one thing about the atomic spectra here. So here generally you need to understand these two terms. One is continuous spectrum, and the another one which is discontinuous spectrum here. Discontinuous spectrum here. So what is this discontinuous and continuous spectrum here? So this discontinuous spectrum is classified into again two types as atomic spectrum. Sorry, this is the absorption spectra here. Absorption spectra, and the second one which is emission spectra here. Emission spectra here. So what is this? Continuous spectrum and discontinuous spectrum here. So what is the absorption spectra and what is emission spectra here? So you need to understand these things here. So continuous means there should be a continuous, and absorption, this is discontinuous. So in the previous class I told you about the discrete and the continuous. So if you take the steps, so if you take the ramp, you will get the ramp like this. So let us take, this is a ramp, like this is a slope here. So ఇది ఒక ramp అనుకోండి. So let us take again the steps like this. So there are particularly, there will be steps like this, steps like this. So this is the particular, there is a steps here. So you need to go up. So మనం పైకి వెళ్ళాలంటే ఈ స్టెప్స్ మీద నుంచి వెళ్ళాలి. సో ఇది అలా కాదు, దిస్ ఇస్ కంప్లీట్లీ ర్యాంప్ హియర్. సో అంటే స్లోప్ లాగా ఉంది, మనం డైరెక్ట్ గా వెళ్ళిపోవచ్చు అనమాట. సో in this case particularly, this is called the continuous here. This is called continuous, and this is called discrete spectrum. So once again I will show you the diagram so that you can easily understand here. So simple diagram, where is the diagram? See here. So see, this is the diagram here. So see, you can see this is the continuous here, and this is the discrete here, and this is also discrete, and this is the continuous. So you can easily understand why it is called continuous, because you can get the continuous point at anywhere here. So if you take 1.06, so you can easily understand here. So let us take a point here 1.06 here. So you will get the point 1.6 anywhere in this particular ramp here. So if you take here, you will get the value. Let us take it is a 10, and it is 20, and this is 30, and this is 40, and this is 50 here. So you will not get any 31 or 32. 31, 32 అనేది రావు, ఎందుకంటే అది ఫిక్స్డ్ వాల్యూస్. సో బట్టి మనం మార్చలేము. సో దీస్ ఆర్ కంప్లీట్లీ స్టెప్స్, అవి స్టెప్స్ అన్నమాట. సో అది ఇక్కడ చూడండి ర్యాంప్ అన్నమాట. సో నీకు 1.1 ఉంటే 1.2 కూడా ఉంటుంది, 1.3 కూడా ఉంటుంది, 1.4 కూడా ఉంటుంది, 1.5 కూడా ఉంటుంది. బట్ అదే ఇక్కడ వేసుకుంటే ఇది 1 అవుతుంది, ఇది 2 అవుతుంది, 3 అవుతుంది, 4 అవుతుంది. బట్ you will not get any such decimals value in this particularly the discrete case. But in case of this decimal case, you will get this particular value because it is a continuous spectrum here. Now let us see the spectrum of this discrete and continuous. See the spectrum here. So see the discrete and continuous spectrum here. So this is the continuous spectrum. So this is a continuous spectrum, and this is the emission spectrum, and this is the absorption spectrum here. So you need to understand these things here. So see here the continuous spectrum. So in case of the first one, so this is the continuous spectrum where you can observe here. So the red color is mixed with this some yellowish color, and here yellow is mixed with this orange color and green color, and this green color is mixed with this blue color. So this violet or something, the pale blue, which is mixed with thick blue here. So you will get the continuous spectrum. This is called continuous because so there is this red line is continuously up to here. So that means there is no fixed end for this particularly red color. అంటే ఈ రెడ్ కలర్ కి ఇక్కడ ఆగే ఎండ్ అని చెప్పలేము, ఎగ్జాక్ట్ గా ఎండ్ ఇక్కడ వరకు రెడ్ అని చెప్పలేము, ఇక్కడ వరకు ఇది ఎల్లో, ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇక్కడ వరకు గ్రీన్ అని యూ కెనాట్ డిసైడ్ హియర్. సో ఇంతకుముందు చెప్పినట్టు 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. So you will get like this. So fixed values cover. If you take the second case, so see here, this is the red color. This is starting from here to here. So this is only end. This is only start here. So this is the discrete here. Fixed value here also, here also, here also. See here, this is the absorption spectrum. You will also get the lines like this. So what is actually this mean here? So this is not in your syllabus. So simply let us understand only this continuous and emission and absorption spectrum here. So here this absorption spectra. So it is simply here the lines which are observed here. These are black lines in the colored spectra here. So మొత్తం కలర్ ఉంటే అందులో బ్లాక్ వచ్చింది. సో అదే ఇక్కడ తీసుకోండి ఎమిషన్ స్పెక్ట్రా మొత్తం బ్లాక్ ఉంది, బ్లాక్ బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ ఉంది. సో యూ విల్ గెట్ ద డిఫరెంట్ కలర్స్ హియర్. అగైన్ కంటిన్యూస్ స్పెక్ట్రమ్ లో లైన్స్ ఏ లేవు, ఎందుకంటే అక్కడ ఏం అబ్జర్వ్ చేసుకోవడానికి ఉండదు. సో దిస్ ఈస్ అబ్జర్ప్షన్, ఎమిషన్ and the continuation. So I will tell you this emission spectra, absorption spectra in the next class, so that you can easily understand here. So see here, this is a line emission spectrum for the hydrogen atom here. So see here, so whatever this is the operators for the spectrum here. So that is a hydrogen spectrum here. So see what is happening here. So you can easily understand one thing, that is this is the instrumentation here. So very simple. So here the gas discharge tube which is containing the hydrogen here, and see here we are intensifying the light here. So what happens, you will get the lines like this. So violet, blue, and this is called the emission spectrum here. So why it is emission spectrum here? So I will tell you just one thing about the emission and absorption spectrum here. So see here. So see here, once again see here. So why this particularly this emission spectrum is having different lines in a black background. So black background lo enduku lines vachtayi, and ade absorption spectrum lo colored lines lo black enduku vachtayi. So enduku vachnayi ante absorption జరిగేటప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది, ఒక sample తీసుకోండి. So whatever the sample here, so I will take a particular sample here. So let us say this is the sample here. So this is the round color, this is the sample here. So I'm intensifying this light on this particular substance here. So it will be absorbed here. So here the wavelength of light which is intense on that particular substance, let us take it is a 200. So 200, let us take this is the 200 centimeter inverse, or you can say if it meter inverse. So you can take the wavelength here. If you take the frequency, let us take the frequency, this is 20 Hz. So whatever may be the values, this is an electromagnetic radiation which is having certain wavelengths here. So we are intensifying on this particular substance here. So then what happens, this substance will absorb here. And the observed spectrum, if you draw the spectrum, you will get the colored lines like this. So absorption spectrum here. So the absorption value will be like absorption, the spectrum will be like this. Again, the emission means whatever the transmittance which is completely eliminated out here. So here you can easily understand that there is a particular substance and we are intensifying with the electromagnetic radiation. So something the electromagnetic radiation, again it will be radiated like this. So it will radiate the radiation here. So బయటికి వెళ్ళిపోతుంది, eliminate చేస్తుంది. So a radiation it will eliminate as colors here. See this is the black background, again you are showing different colors here. So because it will eliminate with the different colors here. So that is the emission spectra here. So actually so we will discuss this atomic spectra. This is not in your syllabus, so that's why I'm telling you really simply the theoretical part. We will discuss the calculation part in the next session here. So now let us see the lines in this hydrogen spectrum here. So what are the lines here? So these are the lines, you have to remember this. So that is the Lyman series, Balmer series, and Paschen series, and the bracket series, and the next one fund series. Actually, this is missing here. Again, the next one which is fund series here. So you have to understand these points here. So see here these points. So the first one which is Lyman series, Balmer series, Paston series, bracket series, and the fund series. So what is this actually? So very simple. So whenever the atomic spectra, so I will tell you an example here. So let us understand here. So let us take first an atom here. So this is an atom here. So 1 minute, I will draw the exact atom. Like this is an atom here. So let us say this is the nucleus here, and there is electrons here. So you can take the particularly the valence electrons like this. So this is the next shell. So I will draw exactly. So this is the next cell. Let us take. This is the another cell. So see here what happening. What is happening here? Now let us take particularly. Let us understand here. There is an electron here. There is an electron here. So this is particular. This is an electron here. So what happens whenever we are intensive with the electromagnetic radiation? Now see what is happening here. Now very simple. So it will move. So generally this electron will excite from here to here. So why it is excited here? So because this particularly the electromagnetic radiation which is observed by this electron and it is excited to the higher energy level. So ante so first electromagnetic radiation observed by it will accepted by this electron and this electron will excited from the ground state to excited state here. So మరి ఎంత దూరం వెళ్ళిపోతుంది? It may be here or it may be here. సో మరి అక్కడ ఎంతసేపు ఉంటది అంటే ఎక్సైటేషన్ తర్వాత మళ్ళీ కూడా కిందికి రావాల్సిందే అన్నమాట. సో కిందికి వచ్చేటప్పుడు ఫస్ట్ అబ్జర్ప్షన్ తీసుకుంటున్నాను. సో సో ద ఎనర్జీ ఇస్ అబ్జర్వ్డ్ హియర్ ఫస్ట్. సో ద ఎనర్జీ విచ్ ఇస్ యాక్చువల్లీ విచ్ ఇస్ అబ్జర్వ్డ్ హియర్. సో సీ హియర్. So once again I will tell you. So see here. So first whenever we are intensive with the electromagnetic radiation, there is an absorption takes place here. There is an absorption takes place here. So that this electron will move towards to let us take this energy level. So this is let us take this is the first energy level. This is the third energy level. So it is moving towards to third energy level. So after some time energy అయిపోయింది అనుకోండి. సో మళ్ళీ కిందికి వచ్చేస్తుంది. సో కిందికి వచ్చేటప్పుడు లెటెస్ట్ టేక్ ఇది ఇక్కడికి వచ్చింది అనుకోండి లేదా ఇక్కడికి వచ్చింది అనుకోండి. సో ఇట్ విల్ కమ్ టు ద గ్రౌండ్ స్టేట్ ఎనర్జీ లెవెల్. సో కిందికి వచ్చేటప్పటికి ఇట్ విల్ రిలీజ్ ద రేడియేషన్. సచ్ రేడియేషన్ ఇస్ కాల్డ్ నథింగ్ బట్ అవర్ ఎమిషన్ హియర్. That radiation is called emission here and this is called absorption here. Now you can easily understand the point here. So see the point here. So see here. So first what is Lyman series? So here the particularly the values here. So you can easily understand here. See here. So here n is equal to 1. So that means these are the energy levels. This is the second energy level, third energy level, fourth energy level. So what is the Lyman series? So Lyman series is nothing but so the always the excited electron will come to the only first energy state here. So మొదటి ఎనర్జీ స్టేట్ కి వస్తే దాన్ని లైమన్ అంటాము. సో మొదటి ఎనర్జీ స్టేట్ కంటే ఫస్ట్ ఇది ఆటం అనుకోండి. సో ఇది న్యూక్లియస్ అనుకోండి. సో ఒక ఎలక్ట్రాన్ తీసుకోండి. సో ఒక ఎలక్ట్రాన్ ఫస్ట్ ఎగ్జైట్ అయింది లేదా మళ్ళీ ఎగ్జైట్ అయింది లేదా ఇంకొక నెక్స్ట్ ఉదాహరణకు నెక్స్ట్ ఎగ్జైటెడ్ స్టేట్ కి వెళ్ళేది. సో మళ్ళీ కిందికి వచ్చేటప్పుడు whenever it is coming to back here the ground state here, now it will release the radiation here. Now what is happening here? It is coming towards to ground state here. Ground state కంటే మరి ఇక్కడికి వస్తుందా, రెండో స్టేట్ కి వస్తుందా, ఒకటో స్టేట్ కి వస్తుందా, ఇంకా ముందుకు వస్తుందా? ఉదాహరణకు మనకు పెద్ద ఆటం తీసుకోండి. లైక్ దిస్ ఇస్ ద ఫస్ట్ 1 2 3 4 5 such big valence shell are there. So what happens whenever one electron is promoted here in this case of the fifth excited state here. So this is the first and this is second, third, fourth, 5. So fifth excited state కి వెళ్ళిన తర్వాత మళ్ళీ కిందికి రావాలి. సో కిందికి వచ్చేటప్పటికి అది ఏ పొజిషన్ కి వస్తుంది? So if it is moving towards the first one, then it is called the Lyman here. The second one which is called Balmer, third one which is Paston, and the fourth one which is bracket, and the fifth one which is fund here. Now see what is happening here. So whenever any electron which is promoted to higher energy level, it must come towards to ground state here. So it is coming towards to ground state here. So whenever it is coming towards to ground state at first energy state, then it is called Lyman. If it is second, if it is coming towards to second, then it is Balmer here. So if it is third one, next it is a Paston here. If it is coming towards to fourth one, that is bracket here. If it is coming towards to fifth, then it is far, that is fund bracket, fund series here. So these are the lines we have to observe here. So we will discuss this all the calculation about the values in the next session. But simply you can understand the lines, whatever the emission lines appeared in the hydrogen spectrum here. So because the see here. So that is about the completely about the atomic spectra. So I will tell you in detail the calculation part, everything in the next session here. But simply let us understand the theoretical part of the atomic spectra and the Bohr's atomic model here. So again, this is the Bohr's atomic model. This is also not in your syllabus. So Bohr's atomic model is also not in your syllabus because this is also the intermediate topic only. So I don't want to discuss much about the Bohr's atomic model. Simply understand the points about the Bohr's atomic model here. So here the electron is in the hydrogen atom can move around the nucleus in a circular path of the fixed radiation and the energy. So you will understand this by using this all the theoretical parts you can easily understand here. So this according to Bohr's model, he told that an electron in hydrogen atom can move around the nucleus in a circular path of the fixed radiation and energy here. So it mean what? So always in a hydrogen atom, so an electron is moving towards to the nucleus here. Electrons is moving around the nucleus in a circular path. Exactly a circular path lone untundani Bohr's చెప్పిన first postulates అన్నమాట. So there are different postulates here. So you can easily understand them. The first postulate which is the electron always. So electron ఏదైతే ఉందో హైడ్రోజన్ ఆటమ్ లో అది ఎప్పుడు కూడా ఇలా సర్క్యులర్ గా తిరుగుతూనే ఉంటది అని చెప్పింది. But exactly this is incorrect. That can be decided by the quantum mechanics అన్నమాట. సో ఎగ్జాక్ట్ సర్క్యులర్ అసలు తిరగదు. బట్ అకార్డింగ్ టు బోర్ చెప్పిన ప్రకారం ఆయన కనుక్కుంది ఏంటంటే ఎలక్ట్రాన్ విల్ ఆల్వేస్ rotates like this. So that is a Bohr's model of an atom here. Now these are the points you can easily understand here. Now see the other points about the Bohr's atomic model here. So he told that, so he already the theory which is completely applicable to only one electron systems here. So here hydrogen which is one electron system. If you take helium plus, again helium which is two electrons plus one and again దీనికి కూడా one electron. Lithium plus 2 కూడా one electron. Beryllium plus 3 కూడా one electron. So Bohr's theory which is applicable only for the one electron system here. Only for the one electron system here. So again the frequency of the absorption emission when the transition occurs between two stationary states, the energy which is E is equal to h. So this is also a Planck's equation, but he followed the Planck's equation here. So again see here the postulates here. So see the postulates so you can easily understand them. I will explain you detailedly in the next session because we are having an exams are very nearly. So we must understand the topics which are nearer to us. So మన ఈవెంట్ ఇవన్నీ మన సిలబస్ లో లేవు కాబట్టి వీటి గురించి మనకి ఇప్పుడు అవసరం లేదు కాబట్టి we will discuss those things in the next lesson here. Now see here the limitations of Bohr atomic model. So we will understand the Bohr's atomic model here. So limitations of Bohr atomic model here. So here it couldn't explain for the multi-electron system here. So multi-electron systems గురించి అసలు చెప్పలేదు. Electron is considered as a moving particle. Wave nature గురించి అసలు కంప్లీట్ గా చెప్పలేదు. So see here, let us understand one thing here. So see here, so it is not applicable for the multi-electron system. So it is only applicable for the single electron system. And here the wave nature of electron is completely ignored. So he simply explained with the particle nature of the electromagnetic radiation here. That is the particle nature of the electron here. So this is the major limitations of the Bohr atomic model. So we don't have all these things. So let us understand the quantum mechanical model of an atom here. So the quantum mechanical model. So the development of quantum mechanical model includes with the three major scientists here. So one is de Broglie hypothesis and the Heisenberg uncertainty principle, and the next one the Schrodinger wave equation here. So this de Broglie hypothesis and the Heisenberg uncertainty principle and the Schrodinger wave equation. So these are very important here. So actually we are having these two important theories, that is de Broglie hypothesis and the Heisenberg uncertainty principle here. So let us understand those two things in this session. Now see here de Broglie hypothesis here. So what he actually told. So this is a very important one which is Definitely it will come in the exam, so you must understand this de Broglie hypothesis. So what is this de Broglie hypothesis? So very simple, de Broglie, he is a scientist, he told the dual nature of the matter here. So matter, so it will behave as two natures. So one is wave nature, one is particle nature. One is wave nature and another one which is particle nature. So matter, he told about the matter here. So matter అంటే ఇప్పుడు మన బాడీ తీసుకోండి. సో ఒక బండ తీసుకున్నాను, ఒక స్టోన్. సో ఆ స్టోన్ కూడా మనం ఏదైనా విసిరినాం అనుకోండి, అది కూడా వేవ్ రూపంలోనే వెళ్తుంది అని చెప్పింది డి బ్రోగ్లీ. సో ఆయన ఏంటంటే మ్యాటర్ ఈస్ ఆల్సో లైక్ రేడియేషన్ విచ్ ఎగ్జిబిట్స్ డ్యూయల్ బిహేవియర్. సో డ్యూయల్ బిహేవియర్ అంటే ఒకటి వేవ్ రూపంలో వెళ్ళాలి, సేమ్ అలానే పార్టికల్స్ రూపంలో కూడా వెళ్ళాలి. సో ఒక స్టోన్ ఇసిరాం అనుకోండి, ఉదాహరణకు ఒక స్టోన్ ఇలా విసిరేసినాం అనుకోండి, ఒక స్టోన్ తీసుకొని పడేసాం అనుకోండి. సో యూ విల్ ఫీల్ దాట్ డెఫినెట్లీ ఇట్ విల్ మూవ్ ఇన్ ఏ పార్టికల్ మేనర్ లైక్ దిస్. సో మీకు కనిపిస్తుంది ఇట్లా వేవ్ నేచర్ లో పోయినట్టు కనిపించదు. ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ ఇట్ విల్ మూవ్ విత్ ద పార్టికల్ నేచర్. సో పార్టికల్ లాగానే మూవ్ అవుతుంది. బట్ డి బ్రోగ్లీ హీ టోల్డ్ దాట్ ద మ్యాటర్ ఈస్ లైక్ ఎ రేడియేషన్ ఇట్ విల్ ఎగ్జిబిట్ ద డ్యూయల్ బిహేవియర్. సో దట్ ఈస్, సో డ్యూయల్ బిహేవియర్ అంటే matter, it can be with the particle nature and also with the wave nature here. So how? So he is given a particular formula. So that is an important formula here. That is lambda is equal to h by mv. So here this lambda, which is inversely relation with the mass here. Inversely relation with the mass here. So that is the important thing here. See here, this formula is this, the relation is very, very important thing here. So because you can easily understand this relation here first. So see this relation here, lambda which is equal to, which is directly relation with the 1 by m, nothing but the mass. Here this is a mass here. This is a Planck's equation, you know that. So that is the Planck's constant 6.63, so into 36 into 10 to the power of minus 34 joule second. Now here this is the mass of the electron, which is 2.8 into 10 to the power of 6, and the mass of the electron, which is, so it is a velocity of the electron and it is a mass of the electron here. So now here m into v like this. So this is for the electron here. So in ఏంటి అంటే డ్యూయల్ నేచర్ ఆఫ్ ద మ్యాటర్ అని చెప్పాను. సో డ్యూయల్ నేచర్ ఇక్కడ ఎలక్ట్రాన్ తీసుకుంటే, సో ఇఫ్ యూ టేక్ ద ఎలక్ట్రాన్ హియర్, సో సీ హియర్, సో లాంబ్డా విచ్ ఈస్ ఈక్వల్ టు h by mv. So he told this particular relation. In this you can easily understand that h is the inverse relation with the mass. So that relation you should understand here. So that is, so if mass is high, then the lambda will be very low here. So lambda will be very low here. So that is the thing you have to understand here. So once again I will tell you the important relation, that is lambda which is inversely relation with the m. So let us take, if the mass is very low, that means let us take, this is 0.2 grams. So let us take again the mass with 50 kgs. If it is to 0.2 grams and 50 kgs, what is the difference here? So and mass ikkada chala takku. So you can easily understand this. So the mass which is very low here, very low mass, but here very large mass here. So very large, you can easily understand it. So very low mass, that means definitely it should be high lambda here. So then because it is an inverse relation here, that is given by the de Broglie here. Again, if it is mass is very high, then it must be low lambda here. So see here, you can easily understand that if mass is very high, then if mass is very high, then the wavelength, mass is very high, then the wavelength will be very low here. So if mass is very low, then the wavelength will be very high here. They are inverse relation with each other. So let us take the first one, mass is very low here. So very low mass, that means high lambda here. So that means the wave will be move like this. So this is the first case which is at low mass. Low mass. The second case. So see the second case here. Now what is this? So very large mass. So very low wave. So it will move like this. It will move only like this. So because it is having very large mass here. So the whatever the particle which is a matter here. So ఒక బండ ఇసిరినప్పుడు మనకు ఎందుకు వేవ్ రూపంలో కనబడది అంటే దాని మాస్ ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది. సో ఒక మాస్ ఎక్కువ ఉన్నప్పుడు అది ఏమవుతుందంటే ఇలా వెళ్ళిపోతుంది. చూడండి వేవ్ లెంత్ ఏమైనా కనిపిస్తుందండి? ఏం కనబడట్లేదు. చాలా తక్కువ వేవ్ లెంత్ ఉందా లేదా అన్నట్లు వెళ్ళిపోతుంది. అందుకే దీనికి పార్టికల్ నేచర్ ఉంది అని చెప్తుంది. So mana కనిపించేది ఇది particle, but actually it is a having wave nature here. So remember once again, if it is having very low mass, then you will have the wavelength like this. If it is very high mass, then it will be like this. Because the lambda, which is inversely relation with the m, it is given by de Broglie hypothesis. De Broglie. So he is the scientist here. So this is the important thing, and this will come in the examination. So you have to understand this particularly de Broglie hypothesis. Now we'll see in the next session, that is the Heisenberg uncertainty principle also here. So we'll see this in the next session here.